So, Buddymeister, if you could take a pill, a red pill or a blue pill, one that makes your headache go away or one that makes your life go away, after this movie, which one?
After this movie? Red pill.
Red pill? Okay. Well, we will see about that. Servus, Freunde. My name is Jimmy Cage.
And I'm Deniz, the Buddymeister.
We have reviewed almost 500 Indian movies on the channel. And today we are, of course, talking about the brand new Hindi language action thriller Jawan, written and directed by Atlee, starring the wonderful SRK, Shah Rukh Khan. Before we talk about the movie, first let's talk about the cinema experience just a little bit. This time, the cinema was actually quite packed. It was almost full, which was nice.
Yeah.
The atmosphere still was just all right, I would say. It was nothing in comparison to my experience with Jailer just a few weeks ago, because with Jailer, people were really losing their minds. But unlike in Jailer, this time there were also a lot of non-Indian people there.
Yeah. That's Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah, that's Shah Rukh Khan, which was awesome because Shah Rukh Khan has such a draw, even here in Vienna, that people are coming to see his new movie. But it also means that, it wasn't as...
not that much whistling and clapping. A little bit, but
in the beginning,
not really
but not
much.
really.
Yeah.
But overall, most of the jokes landed with the audience, I felt. There was a lot of laughter at the right moments. So it was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but what about the music? And what about the music? What about the music was composed by Anirudh. I have put it down here.
Sorry.
Yeah. So what's the movie all about?
Let's talk about who made this movie.
Okay.
Written and directed by Atlee.
Yeah.
You have seen a movie by Atlee.
Yeah, he's a South Indian filmmaker. Yeah. This movie is like combination of South Indian mass and Bollywood with Shah Rukh Khan, of course. Yeah. I have seen one of Atlee's films, Mersal with Talapati Vijay. Saw it in the cinema. I don't know, probably 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Yeah. It was before the pandemic. And it was so overwhelming, so exhausting that I didn't make a review back then. Honestly, I can't remember much from the movie. Talapati Vijay not only plays 2 roles, I think he plays 3 roles in the film. And it was so all over the place. I was so wasted after it. And this one I liked a lot more. Maybe it was also the time has passed and now I'm more used to these mass movies. But I have seen only one other film of his.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that you said to me your ears were bleeding when you left the cinema.
Yeah, it was also super
loud.
Yeah.
Mersal, so I've read that Jawan was premiered on over 10,000 screens worldwide, which is like the highest for a Hindi film ever. Okay. Not for an Indian film, but for a Hindi film. And let's see how it all turns out. It's probably going to be a huge success.
Yeah, I think so. Who's in it? Who's in it?
Yeah, in the movie. A movie starring Shah Rukh Khan, Nayantara, Vijay Sethupathi, Deepika Padukone, and I think that's the
main cast.
That's the main cast. Yeah, and there's also
a lot more women.
Yeah, some of the women from this team of fighting women. We know
Priyami,
some of them.
Sanya Malhotra, Sanjita Bhattacharya,
I think
and some other ones.
The first one, we know the first one from some Hindi movie.
We know some of them, I think, from Dangal. Is it Sanya Malhotra?
Yeah,
we know her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we have seen a few of them before.
Okay.
But what's the story?
The story is, I took the IMDb story, but it's like...
If it's correct, then I'm fine with
the movie is a high-octane action thriller that tells the emotional journey of a man who is set to rectify the wrongs in a society. That's not wrong, but it's, of course... There's also a love story in there, and there's a story of mother, son, father, son. All this stuff is also in there.
It's a masala movie.
It's a masala movie.
It has a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
so Buddymeister. We once again don't know what the other one thinks. We saw it together, so I think I have an idea how you liked or disliked the movie, but we haven't talked about it before this video.
So I thought this was a decent entertainer.
Okay.
Yeah. Totally fine.
Yeah.
But nothing really like blew me away.
Yeah.
I wasn't like that hyped for this movie to begin with.
Yeah.
It was like, it's like, of course I was like excited to see Shah Rukh Khan again, because I also haven't seen Pathan.
Yeah.
So this was the first, I've seen him in Buddymeister, but this was just only a cameo.
Yeah.
But I wasn't that hyped, and it's pretty much what I expected it to be. It's just fine.
Yeah. I think I liked it more than you, but I totally agree with what you said.
Yeah.
It was a fine entertainer. I think I reacted to the latest trailer. I reacted to the 3 songs that were released prior to the release and to the 2 trailers. And the last trailer I felt was really all over the place.
Yeah.
And I didn't have high expectations for this movie also because I saw Mersal. And I went into the movie not expecting much. And from the get-go, I was kind of pleasantly surprised, especially with the first half. And overall, I enjoyed the movie a lot. I enjoyed myself a lot in the theater. I had a pretty decent time. I have a lot of issues with the movie, but none of them really killed the experience. And overall, I really had a decent time. Like you said, it's the second Shah Rukh Khan movie this year. I have seen Pathan. I gave it like a 7 out of 10. And this movie is kind of on the same level for me. And I've seen 3 or 4 mass movies this year. I saw Pathan, which I liked. I watched Maviran, which I liked a lot. Now, people may argue that Maviran is maybe not as mass as these other movies, but it's going in that direction. I've seen Jailer, which I think of the 4 movies I liked the most. It was the most fun and most joyful and a lot of energy. And Rajinikanth brought so much charisma to the film. Shah Rukh brings as well, but I think there are some issues with Shah Rukh Khan in this movie that we will talk about. Yeah. And Rajinikanth was bringing more to the table for me. And now I've seen Jawan as well. And 4 mass movies, and I have to say I liked all of them. Yeah. So people can stop complaining like we are only liking like, I don't know, high art and parallel cinema, stuff like that. It's so stupid. If a mass movie is done okay-ish, then I can have a good time, and I had a good time with Jawan. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can't talk. We can't really talk about the movie because we won't.
I think we will talk like it's such a big movie, and I have seen the trailer, and there are a lot of reveals in the trailer. So I think we can talk like semi-spoilery or try to not spoil much.
Or you cut it out.
And then at the end, in the end of the review, we can put a spoiler segment and talk about some of the absolute stupidity, maybe, and some of the great stuff as well.
Yeah, okay. So one thing I can say is when the movie started, I was all in because the beginning, like there is some kind of exposition, and then we get a flash forward, like 30 years in the future. And the beginning before that 30-year flash forward is like it's great. It's like visually stunning. It has this graphic novel style. It looks like a Zack Snyder movie.
The segment looked the best overall from the entire film.
It was executed very, very boldly. It's really nicely done and powerful and full of energy. And I really liked it. It looked like 300 or something, like from Zack Snyder.
Yeah, it's very violent. It's very intense. Yeah. It was actually so intense that I began to laugh because it was like, whoa, we are going all in. Yeah. It's super brutal. And like how Shah Rukh Khan is introduced, how he is celebrated. It's really awesome. It's a pretty great kickoff for this kind of film. Yeah.
And even when we jump forward then, the next scene is like we noticed from the trailer, from the trailer is that scene in the metro with Shah Rukh Khan, and it's a hostage sequence. And that whole sequence is also really nice. It's fun, it's intense, it's well shot, well edited, with some like small twists and turns in there. And I think that set the stage for I was in it, and I thought now this is nice.
It set the stage. It introduces us to almost all of the important ingredients of this film. We have this team of fearless women, like 6 women, 5 or 6 women. Six women. The first 5, but then there are 6 women who all have their personal vendetta or reason why they are in this team. We have our main protagonist, kind of an anti-hero in Shah Rukh Khan, who plays Azad. We are also introduced to Nayantara's character. She's part of the what's the name? NSG officer, National Security Guard.
Okay.
So they are dealing with terrorists. Yeah. So she's introduced. We are also introduced to Vijay Sethupathi's character because they want money and he can pay that money.
Yeah. Kalali Gaikwad.
Yeah,
Gaikwad.
which is
a weapon dealer. He's a weapon dealer.
He's a weapon dealer. And we are also introduced to that this is a movie that's about social issues. And it's a movie that's very direct about those social issues. I think this is a movie in the tradition of Shankar movies. Yeah. Movies like Gentleman, Indian, what
exactly,
else?
It more than once like reminded me of movies by Shankar, or like I told you it's a bit like the movie Wednesday with Naseeruddin Shah, where he played the common man. There's this situation where a man talks to police, talks about the corruption and the system, and tells you what to do and all this stuff, and he's just say, I'm just a normal person. I want to like fight the system. Yeah,
it's a big commercial blockbuster, and yet it's also kind of an angry movie that has something to say. It's very blatant, but I think not all movies need to be subtle. If you want to say something, you can do it directly. And I think for a big movie like this, with a big star like Shah Rukh Khan doing it this directly, I kind of applaud it. There were moments with crying children, dying dogs. I mean, the movie has
pretty drastic like imagery in some scenes where I think, what why are you showing this stuff? But it's I mean, it fits the movie, like knows what it wants to be and knows how to tell its message and morale. And like you said, in this case, it's totally fine. It's not, even if it's really direct at times, it doesn't come across as preachy still. It's not like, I mean, it has this notion, but it's not, it could have been done worse.
It could have been done worse. That's right.
Maybe that's the right way to say it.
Yeah. So we're introduced to that social angle. First, it's about the farmers. The thousands of suicides because farmers can't pay back their credits. Then it's about the messed up healthcare sector. Then it's about the military complex that's also flawed. And later, it's not really a spoiler, but it's about democracy at large, about the voting machines and about people not really thinking that their decision might be very important for how the country will shape up in the next few years. Like I said, I applaud it. It's a lot for a movie. I mean, it's a movie that's almost 3 hours. It doesn't drag, so I didn't think that it was boring or anything, but they cram a lot of stuff in there. Still, it's easy to follow. It's not like a movie. When I watched Mersal, maybe it was just the time, but I was so confused what was going on. This movie is pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy to follow. Still, there are so many elements in there, many elements that I liked, like this team of women and how they are connected to the story. But in like halfway through, I thought, there are 6 women. We got to know like the backstory of 3. Is the movie really telling us the backstories of all of them? It's just too much, and it doesn't really do that. And later there are some more characters that we will talk about. But I thought the elements it has were pretty cool. But not explored enough. And they have potential. I also like that our character is basically someone who was raised by women. And for a big Indian commercial movie, they are all, not all, but most of them are very male orientated and very dominated by men. This is as well, but it has more of an female ass kick angle as well. So
exactly, there are some scenes in there where you just there are like no scenes in there where you think, oh no, oh no, now she's going to cry, or now she's going to do. There are like, these are powerful women who like know what they do, and there are some scenes in there where we think, yes, like shoot that guy.
And it's like not it's not Shah Rukh Khan doing everything by himself. He has help by these women, and it's a team. And sure, he's front and center. It's the big Shah Rukh Khan show, the movie, and which is why we are there for. But they have agency as well.
And I think it's kind of nice what you said, that you can follow this movie quite well, and that's because of this, like, maybe a little bit superficial structure that it has. So you can follow, okay, now this job is about the military, this job is about, so you have these pillars that you can use as orientation. And I think the movie's just the complexity comes from the way that we also know very well, is that we use flashbacks, and then there's another flashback, and there comes another character in, and then this stuff. And I think there's some complexity in there that's not really necessary, but I think it's fine. But it's like with time, the movie, like, for me, it like loses a bit of its steadiness. It's like it comes across more thrown together. It's like, now we've got a cool piece here, a cool piece there. Now we put things together, and it's like the first half definitely works better than the second, even if the second half has some really good stuff in there. But it's like towards the end, I just thought, okay, now nothing makes sense anymore. Just put anything in there because it's fun, and it's.
And I mean, the whole thing with the women, the vigilante angle, the social issues angle, all that would have been totally enough for a film, but because this is a big mass movie and it's Shah Rukh Khan, we have to have all these other tropes of these movies. Like Shah Rukh Khan has to play a dual role. It's not, you could cut it out of the movie and do it a little bit differently and it would work. But maybe mild spoilers, but first of all, it's in the trailer, and second, the first scene takes place in the past, and then it's like 30 years into the present. So you know that Shah Rukh Khan is probably father and son. You know that at the beginning. We get this big interval reveal that Shah Rukh Khan's, that Azad's father is still alive, or is still there to kick some ass as well. And the interval scene, I liked it a lot. It was a lot of fun when he showed up. Because Shah Rukh Khan, as the older man, as the father, has so much swagger. He's like Arnold Schwarzenegger with a cigar. It's so silly. It's so silly, but it's fun. And I actually liked his persona almost a little bit more than
the young one.
I liked Shah Rukh Khan when he was this bald-headed kind of terrorist. Then he was really intense. But when he was like the normal Shah Rukh Khan and romantically involved with a female character and having fun with the little girl, then he really looked his age. And not even looked his age, but you could see that they tried so much
makeup, maybe even CGI on the face. I'm not sure, but it looks slightly creepy at times. It's a bit strange because it's too like there's it's like there's nothing on his face. It's just like too
soft,
I don't know.
And
it's too soft. It's like I don't know.
It looks strange. And I'm not sure how old this character is supposed to be. Probably in his 30s, because the flashback was 30 years in the past. So he must be in his early 30s, maybe mid 30s. And that's just stupid. They make fun about his age because the little girl also asks him if he dyes his hair. So they do that more than once with the age thing. So they poke fun at it, but still this concept with father and son, but the actor who plays both roles is already 57 years old. It's so I just wish that they would have been a little bit more creative with the story in general. This whole father-son dual role thing and the love story in there. And we have to do something against the corrupt system. It's really something. The movie, like we said, the movie isn't dragging. It's not boring, but it still is rather repetitive in its nature. And the story is like something that we've We have seen that before.
Seen like 100 times by now. It's like it's really
without the female the team of women
of course.
Is maybe the only
There are things in there that but the core and the thing that the movie wants to say, and with all this dual role stuff, and so it's just like, okay, but if you get that, maybe there's something else that like sticks out that's a little bit different. There is some stuff in there, especially the action scenes. There's some really nice action scenes, some not that nice, but it's fine. But I just wish it would have been more, you know. It's just the same old thing that we know, just with Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah, just with Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah, which is of course cool. Yeah. But if it's the only thing that really like makes this something different, it's I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't expect the groundbreaking mass movie from Atlee after these trailers. It's fine. We have Vijay Sethupathi in the movie. I think he makes every movie better. I enjoyed it every time when he was on screen. But at the same time, they could have done more with him as a villain.
Absolutely.
I don't know what it is. They are doing some really bad ass things with him. Yet I didn't really feel the rivalry that much.
It's strange because like they want to make him like this crazy psychopath villain, this weapon dealer who makes hundreds of millions of dollars. But at the same time, he doesn't come across as this crazy psychopath. Maybe because he's like has not enough scenes outside of the action scenes or outside of fist fighting. He hasn't like this, maybe this one or two personal scenes where he's like alone and like maybe brooding a little bit, or like where he can show off his like craziness. He looks crazy, because of the hair. He looks like Santa Claus. They even make a joke about that.
I called it.
Yeah, they even make a joke about it, but it's kind of nice. They try to give him something like special, this villain, a special
his
villainy
special thing is
but
probably the close relationship to his brother.
Yeah, but it's not coming
really,
across. No, it's
First I thought maybe he was gay, but then it was you're my brother, and I thought they're not going to that place.
He's still nice because
it's still nice to see Vijay Sethupathi. It's also nice to see him in a flashback later when he's still young.
Yeah,
it was nice, but they could have still done more with it.
Yeah.
Someone who I really enjoyed a lot was Deepika Padukone.
Yeah.
She has a special appearance. I mean, she's playing a supporting role. She's like almost in maybe a fourth of the movie, a third of the movie. I thought when she shows up, first of all, her introduction was pretty great. And she just brings, I don't know, kind of a sparkle to the movie. Her and Shah Rukh Khan, they have just great chemistry. You can really sense that both of them have a history, and not so much the characters in the movie, but with these mass movies, it's more of a meta thing, because the Deepika Padukone and Shah Rukh Khan have acted together in quite a few movies, like Om Shanti Om, and there's just something there between them, and when they are together on screen, it's instantly there's chemistry, and it's nice. There's also some chemistry with Nayanthara and Shah Rukh Khan, but they have so little screen time. It's basically we get this song and dance number, the romantic song, and now we just have to accept that they are in love.
Yeah, and they had this thing had potential for the movie, because Nayanthara, I think she works fine in this role, but they don't give this relationship enough time to bloom, to give us something to hold on to, and so it just fades in the background, gets pushed in the background. But I think Deepika Padukone steals the show as
Aishwarya.
Yeah. And I think she's also in the best song of the movie, I thought.
Yeah, that was a song that I didn't know before. I'm not sure if it was released before.
Ararari Raro.
Yeah, I thought it was the best
song that
too.
plays in the jail.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think it's visually the best song because of this.
Oh, you mean the sad song? No.
Yes, I mean the sad song with the not the love song, not the love song, but the sad song.
Yeah.
Where she's with the young. I don't know.
I know which song.
With the young character.
Yeah, that's a nice song.
Yeah, I thought that one was great because it worked. It was like overproduced in the movie, like a disco song, or it wasn't like edited as wild as the other songs. It wasn't as colorful, but it was grounded and it was the most emotional. And I could like identify myself with Deepika Padukone's character. And I don't know, it was like this isolated setting in the jail.
True.
I thought it just worked fine. And it wasn't like this overhyped thing that
it was a real nice song. The song that I actually meant is very colorful, very overproduced. It's the big spectacle between Deepika Padukone and Shah Rukh Khan. It was also a song I wasn't familiar with because it wasn't released before the movie came out. I like that song a lot as well, maybe because it was new to me. The other songs, the music was composed by Anirudh. The music is fine. The songs are all right. They aren't bad or anything, but they are not super
it's a bit like some autopilot style.
A little bit. It's just this is the typical fast mass song. This is the romantic number. All of them are okay.
But you can. I for myself, I just could immediately feel like, it's nice, it's pumping rhythms, but it's probably something that I would forget the next day or something.
And as far as pumping rhythms go, songs that are better at that.
Exactly.
Also from Anirudh, like there was a song from Master Vati Coming that I showed you with Talabani Vijay where he's drunk, and that's such a great song. The music, the background music, it did its job. Sometimes it has these English lyrics that are so kind of cringe-worthy.
It's all right.
It's all right. Sometimes it has this sentimental touch whenever there's some family angle, the stuff with the young girl, or when it's getting a little bit sadder, you have this instantly, it's showing you what you have to feel. In a movie like this, it's expected, it's all right. But the music was fine. Not a highlight of the movie for me. It was fine.
Some like minor things I want to say is that like I didn't like it that a lot of few action scenes were like in darkness. I don't like it when movies like do that thing in the darkness, because you can you can maybe like cut over something and so on. I couldn't see anything and it was too fast, and we were like looking at it and said, what
there were a few moments where
I don't know.
The editing can also be very messy, but sometimes
a little bit choppy at times, where I thought, because the movie has this pacing thing of telling us a lot of stuff in like 2 minutes and telling us absolutely nothing in like half an hour. And I thought, what are you doing? I mean, and that's always the question I'm asking myself, because, okay, now we have this love story. Why don't you like make more out of this love story instead of like doing nothing for a half an hour and then like putting 1,000 things in the next 2 minutes? I will never get that.
The pacing.
There are a lot of these. There are even a lot of these action scenes in there, or scenes that start as an action scene. We get this boom music, like the singing goes on, and then we thought, wow, now the next action scene, and then they just cut away, and I thought, what? Okay, no action scene right now. I just don't get it. They lure you in, but they don't give you what you want at that moment.
The action could have been. The action is fine.
Action is fine. There are some nice set pieces in there.
There are some nice set pieces. But overall, it's not going full, I don't know, Bahubali level, full mass over the top. It's over the top. But maybe like 10% restraint still.
I mean, it almost feels like they didn't know if they wanted to go completely over the top or be a little bit more realistic, because there is a highway chase scene in this movie that is, in some moments, it looks really nice. There are some cars like pushed together between trucks, and that looks really nice. But the next scene looks really stupid. Then again, it's okay. We know that like that's a budget thing, or I don't know. But it's like this thing. What did they want to do? Did they do a grounded action movie, or like super over the top?
I think like, people get where we are at with the movie. I think we both would kind of recommend it. I mean, it's a Shah Rukh Khan movie. You don't have the opportunity to watch a Shah Rukh Khan movie on a big screen that often anymore. So, I think we can go into spoiler territory now. You have been warned. So, the highway scene was really something else. The highway scene, first of all, felt very random. Just like it's typical.
People are just there.
So there's a shipment and there are big trucks. I have seen in so many Indian action movies like the scenes where many trucks are driving behind each other. Like in I don't remember, but I have seen it before. And here it's kind of random. And you ask yourself, why are we now here on the highway? And there's nobody else on the highway except the bad guys and the good guys. It's like,
good guys are simply there. They're just making this plan.
Yeah.
And the next point, they're standing on a bridge, ready to jump on the trucks. And it's like,
The plan, once again, like, oftentimes in these movies, don't ask about logic too much. It's just so silly. They just stand on the bridge and then they jump. I think there are better ways to solve the problem here.
Yeah.
But the action in that scene, there are really awesome moments. And there are like 2 or 3 mass moments where I was like, okay, this is so silly, but also so epic.
Yeah.
When the father character just flies with his motorcycle
from out of nowhere,
it's
awesome,
and grabs someone at the neck. This was so awesome. And then, of course, one of the, for me, highlights of the movie when he lights the cigar.
Oh yeah.
And puts it into the tank of the motorcycle and kicks
throws
the
it
motorcycle.
Into a moving motorcycle.
The entire sequence. It's so silly but so great. This was like I think when you watch this movie in India, I think people will
go nuts.
Go nuts. That was really an awesome scene. But the whole finale and this highway scene is also exemplary for that. The whole finale is pretty messy.
Yeah.
We are in the prison, then we are out of the prison, then we are in the prison again. And
it's like really chopped together out of everything. And continuity is missing somehow. We jump from this scene to the next, and then at the end we're in the jail and we get a fist fight. It's like is that the absolute that's the final, that's like the final fight.
That's the final fight
between Azad, Vikram Rathore and Kalali Gaikwad. Vijay Sethupathi's character.
We have hinted at it before. The first half works better than the second because the second in general is a lot more
really loose.
It's messier, it's looser. And the movie for a while almost loses that social issue angle, this whole vigilante number. It's more about father and son, but that's also very, it's not, I don't know, it's not intimate or intense. It's more like, we are in the spoiler segment, so the old guy just lost his memory, of course. It's so silly. He lost his memory. Okay, I can get that. And he's like, I don't have feelings for my son. But the son looks like him, exactly the same. It's like he looks in the mirror at Shah Rukh Khan, and he's still like, no, sorry, I don't feel anything. I have no memory. I mean, it's him. It looks like him.
But again, they just didn't take the time to make this father-son story really work.
Really
movie.
Resonate.
There isn't really anything, to be honest. We get a little bit of backstory, but of course, the father is already dead when the son gets born, so he never got to know his father, of course. But we don't get a scene where like the mother tells the stories about her father or something like that. More stories, for something intimate. We don't get that, so it's more or less like care.
It's more like the spectacle.
We want to see the two of them fight together.
Exactly, the two Shah Rukh Khans working together, and it's an opportunity for Shah Rukh Khan to play yet another kind of version here, because there are a lot of Shah Rukh Khan versions in the movie. And like I said, I like the version as the old man because he was kind of goofy a little bit, still kick ass. And I like that part. But it was almost for me like the movie all of a sudden remembered that it was about this vigilante terrorist angle. And then all of a sudden we realized, or the movie puts like this mini twist, they had another plan all along. Like they stole the voting machines and stuff like that. And now we're back kind of at the beginning, like the train sequence, and now it was that again, which I liked. But how we got there, how it was executed,
it's this easy thing that directors like to do. The audience just doesn't see anything, but we can tell it later. We can tell it later because it happens somewhere in the background. And that makes sense. We as an audience think, oh yeah, that's cool, that makes sense. But Yeah, it's really an easy way out to make a movie cool and twisty and
Yeah. And like we hinted at earlier, also it's not exploring enough about these female characters. Yeah. They are kind of interchangeable almost. I can't say you who's real. They make an impact, but
but then again, we only get a few flashbacks, but then we don't get flashback for every woman. It's like, okay, now we pick only the 3 that maybe people know the most, the actresses.
And then we get some other characters because Vikram Ratosh, the father, also had his own little posse of, I don't know, badass men.
Badass from the military.
And
special operations.
These guys are introduced, but not really introduced. I was like, who are these people?
But they're also cool guys.
Yeah.
So it doesn't...
There's not enough time for all of these elements to really come together. I mean, the movie is doing a decent enough job to bring in all these mass elements and kind of handle them, balance them.
It still works. It still works.
It's
barely enough.
But like I said in another review, it's definitely not elegant. So it's...
And that's so interesting that for me, like Deepika Padukone's character, so she plays Assad's mother. Yeah. She's like the best character in the movie, but there hasn't that much scenes, but we really can feel the most for this character.
Yeah. So I think we are heading towards the end of our review. Just some things that I found just too stupid even for this kind of film.
Yeah.
One moment where I looked over to you and we couldn't believe what was happening was in the past, some war scenario. Someone is taking cover behind a wall, and instead of taking cover behind a wall and throwing grenades over it, he decides he has to be a martyr. He has to go towards instant
goes towards like a truck where people are on it with like machine guns. Instead
of
throwing the damn grenade gun, he just walks towards it, gets shot, and throws the grenade. At that moment,
moment was so stupid that I just couldn't feel anything for that poor guy. But they are showing it like it's that super dramatic
hero moment.
But first of all, I don't know that guy. He was just introduced to the movie. And second, it's done so stupidly. Now, I think in the Tamil version, which was shot at the same time, I think that guy is played by Yogi Babu. So maybe when you watch the Tamil version, it's more like of a meta thing because Yogi Babu, you have some kind of connection to him. Maybe it's instantly more relatable. Maybe the one in the Hindi version is also kind of a famous actor we just didn't know. So maybe it plays out differently for an Hindi crowd. But for us, it was like, it's really stupid. Now, the second thing. Now, Vikram Ratosh is killed by Vijay Sethupathi's character and thrown out of an airplane. But he just lands on a tree and then in the water. And of course, he's wounded deeply, but he's still alive. I mean, I can buy something like that in, for example, Bahubali, because that's almost more like fantasy, mythological.
There are other rules in this movie.
Other rules. This is also over the top, but still kind of rooted in reality. And to fall out of an airplane and just land in a tree, I
think his body just wouldn't really exist when he lands from a height like that. But it comes back to the fact that the movie didn't know what it wanted to be really. Like this over the top action thing or grounded.
Again, it didn't kill the movie for me, but I was like, really? This is everything.
But it takes you out of this. It takes you out of the reality of the movie because you just think, okay, so what is this now? What's this supposed to be?
And last but not least, finding out that someone is pregnant, you can't just feel the pulse of someone and then like, she's pregnant. That's not how it works. I don't know.
Well, you're not a doctor.
I mean, the movie maybe just didn't want to waste any time anymore because we as the audience already know, of course she's pregnant and now she won't be hanged. But still like, she's pregnant. It was so,
I don't know.
So stupid. Yeah. Anything else?
No. Okay. Nothing else. But still, yes, it's a decent movie. You should watch it and make your own opinion. But in German, I'd say.
Yeah, sure.
Shall I? Okay. Jawan ist leider ziemlich exakt so, wie ich es erwartet hatte. In Ordnung. Shah Rukh Khan ist gut drauf. Vijay Sethupathi macht ebenfalls Spaß. So manche Action-Szene hat auch genug Wumms. Aber insgesamt haben wir zu viel davon schon zu oft gesehen.
Ja. Wumms, Spaß, okay. Yeah, nice. So, for me. Jawan ist einfach ein verrücktes Knallbonbon. Knallbonbon was a word that was in the German subtitles that I thought was so funny, so I had to use the word. Knallbonbon. Jawan ist einfach ein verrücktes Knallbonbon. Die große SRK Show, die von allem ein bisschen was hat, aber auch nichts davon wirklich richtig gut macht. Für ein überdurchschnittliches Mass Vergnügen reicht es aber allemal. So yeah, like I said at the beginning, I've seen like 4 Mass movies. I liked all of them fine. I liked Jailer a lot more than this one. With Pathan, I'm not sure. I definitely liked the songs in Pathan more, and I thought Shah Rukh Khan had more swagger, and it was also more with Deepika Padukone. I think this is kind of on the same level with Pathan for me. Maviran, something else. So the rating, it's between a 6 and a 7 for me, because I'm a nice guy. I give this 7 out of 10, but it's more like 6.5. But I don't do that.
For me, it's 6 out of 10.
I knew that.
It's more like 6.2. But I don't do that either.
All right. I think no trivia today? Or do you
Did you know that Shah Rukh Khan's father, Mir Taj Mohammed Khan, was among the youngest freedom fighters in India's struggle for independence?
That's awesome. Didn't know that.
Yeah. Nice. I hope that fits the movie some way, because like it's still about the system and something.
No, it's a nice job, Buddymeister. Trivia Meister.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Yeah. But you can tell us something, because in one of the songs, also taking place in the prison, there was a guy all of a sudden with Shah Rukh Khan.
He danced. He danced with him just for like a short scene. Then they kissed and said goodbye, and then who was that guy?
Who was that guy? Please let us know in the comments below. You can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and also on Patreon, simply at TheJimmyCage.
And you can hit me up on Twitter at TheBuddymeister.
And if you enjoyed this episode, please give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like.
And make sure you hit that bell for all we have to tell.
Yeah, the voice, of course, once again, always full of bass.
Yeah.